Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead. I've got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle with the 15 to the 20, breaks free to the 25 to the 30 to the outside. 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh! Touchdown!
Toward Bryant. He will glove it to Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome, Shawn and Maya in the morning on this Hump Day edition. Hump Day! Mike, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? It's Hump Day! Welcome, Shawn and Maya, again on this Hump Day edition. Guys, listen, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. I'm a little fired up. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Come on, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to the show's page, go to Shawn and Maya in the morning, like that page as well. So not only will you be following Sports Zone Chicago, but you'll be following Shawn and Maya in the morning as well. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, come on, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, but also click the notification button. That's the little bell next to it, and that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, if you're watching this on our mobile app, please don't tell me you didn't know we had a mobile app. Come on, baby. You got to keep up with the Joneses and them. So wherever you get your apps from, it doesn't matter whether it's iTunes or Google Play or Amazon or Walmart, Kmart or 7-Eleven or Zayre, Zemsky, Macy, Montgomery Ward, Woolworths, Weebolts, Goldblatts. It doesn't matter. You go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it, you take us with you on the go. So not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, and not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll give you a slew, and I mean a slew of articles thanks to my man Clarence Council III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. Now, if you're watching this on a Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Sports Zone Chicago, we have our own Roku channel. So if you have a Roku television in the house, do us a favor. Download Sports Zone Chicago's channel to your television. Put us there next to the big boys, Netflix. Oh, Steve, we took that one out. Netflix, Hulu, Prime, HBO Max, HBO Plus. Paramount Plus, Stars. Man, Paramount Plus has a new season of The Chi. Man, I was so fired up to hear that The Chi was back on. It's actually on Showtime, but it's on Paramount Plus too. I guess they're partnering or whatever. But I have Paramount Plus. Man, that first episode was good. Woo, Charlie. If you watch the first 5 seasons of The Chi, you'll like, man, good stuff. Good stuff. I digress. Download it to your television. Watch it on a big screen. Hell, run a big screen, right, Mickey? Ficky now. You can also tweet the show. Tweet us at Sports Zone Chi. That's CHI at Sports Zone Chi. Now, if you want to follow me, just me personally online. Want to know what I did? Let me tell you what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. We got a great show, but I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or our mobile app, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here in the thread. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my peoples, is what makes this the best Chicago morning sports talk show around, and that's you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks, because ain't nobody skirt over here. Like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it. Just bring it. Man, the chat is jumping like crazy today. That's what I'm talking about. Cornelia Squalls in the house. What up, what up, what up, sports owners? Well, Shy, definitely let me know that the vacation is over. Yeah, you're down in AZ. That's right. That's right. Shawn Walls, a hump day. What up? It's raining in the Shy. Yes, it is, sir. Yes, it is. It's a jury day, but you know what? Always be grateful, people. All right? Let's always be grateful, because you're on the wake-up list. You could have been left off the wake-up list today. Okay? So there's millions of people around the world who are left off the wake-up list and probably had a lot of shit to do today, and now it's come to an end. So be grateful. Attitude of gratitude. Foster Covers checking in. Says, good morning, sports owners. Hope everyone is well. I am doing well. Thank you for asking. Oh, snap. My man Plankster's in the house. Good morning, Shawn. Sports owners, bear down. Bear down. That's what we're talking about. Yes. Listen, I don't know a lot about a lot, but I do know this. More of the usual suspects will chime in as the show goes on. That, my peoples, I can promise you. Oh, my man, Herb Gonzalez. He said, good morning, Shawn. Since it's baseball season, I went and got some bud called Barry Bonds last night. FGB 247. Yes. Barry Bonds. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. I love it. And yes, FGB 247, 24/7, baby. Bump them inbred hillbilly mother hubbards. North of the cheese curtain. We got a good show. My man Adam Chalifoux is going to join us at the bottom of the hour. We're going to talk a little Bulls, talk a little NBA playoffs from last night, and I'm also going to talk a little WNBA with him as well. Talk about this Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese situation. It's just a shame. Actually, the Angel Reese situation, this one has nothing to do with Caitlin Clark. I said my piece on her on Monday, but now the WNBA is launching an investigation into some harassment and racial slurs being thrown at Angel Reese. And listen, are you surprised? They're in the KKK capital of the world, Indiana. Are you surprised? You know, it's unfortunate, and I like how Caitlin Clark went to bat for Angel Reese as well. I don't think she has any ill will toward Angel Reese. I mean, why would she? You know, she's pretty much the face of the league now. Yeah. She didn't win a national championship, but she is the face. Everyone wants to see Caitlin Clark. Everybody wants to buy her jersey. Numbers are up because of her. All right, the 2 games against the Sky here in Chicago have been moved from a smaller venue, Wintrust Arena, to the United Center, the place where the Bulls play. All right, 20,000 strong. Okay. And the way she stood up for her and said, hey, listen, there's no place in this sport for that type of language and behavior. It was pretty cool. Caitlin said the same thing. But what are they going to do? I mean, they're going to try and find out who it was. I mean, I don't know if it's – I mean, you have to catch him because I don't think Angel knows the dude's name. But, I mean, if they do find out, you know, you can ban them. That's great. Ban them. Foster's, why are you disappointed in Angel Reese? What has you disappointed in her, my friend? Let me know. But yeah, that's that situation. We have a lot of others. Man, we got a lot of stuff to talk about with Adam. And we have a lot of other stuff to talk about, you and I. All right? We have a lot of stuff to talk about. We got baseball teams in action. If you saw the thumbnail, pair of wins by Steve-O. It's not going to happen too often. Especially because my White Sox suck and they're not going to win very much. And then they got to win on the day the Cubs win. So, oh my goodness. Oh, did I forget that? Wow. I think I did. Yeah. But let's get right to it because we have Adam coming up in like 10 minutes. So you guys know how we do. But do you want me to get into baseball? Do you want to do top of the morning topics at 10? Let's do it at 10. Let's do it at 10. We can get into some. We only got 7 minutes before break anyway. So to start it would it'll be a little difficult to get it. So one of the things, yesterday was a good day for Chicago baseball. Good day for both teams. The White Sox and the Cubs. The Cubs were able to bounce back. And it was interesting. Cubs bounced back in a big way. And it was close for a while. It was 1-0, then 1-1. And then the Cubs exploded in that 6th inning. They exploded again in the 8th or 9th inning. 6 more runs. I'm like, what the hell? The Cubs are playing some really good baseball right now. Really, really good baseball. And in their last 10 games, they're 7-3. So now they're tied with St. Louis in their last 10 games. Both teams are 7-3. That is the hottest last 10-game stretch. They're tied with St. Louis, who they're leading by 2. They are tied with Philadelphia, who's atop the NL East. These are the only 3 teams in the last 10 games. I'm sorry, in the Yankees. These are the only 4 teams in the last 10 games who are 7-3. If you didn't get walked off, you'd be 8-2 and have the best record in the last 10 games. You're getting key hits from everybody. You're getting really good starting pitching. Vital. Oh, Foster, he says, big mouth, can't shoot, demanding, list goes on and on. Well, she's gotten better. I'm not going to say she's Steph Curry, but she's gotten better. That's for sure. Mr. Smokefella himself, but Ben Mull in the house. What's up, Papa? How are you? Thanks for tuning in. James Ford in the house. There you go, Papa. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. I appreciate you. Yeah. We got some Bears news. We have a lot to talk, man. I'm fired up. I'm sorry if you can hear I would assume it's an ambulance in the background because there's there's usually not a lot of police action out here. Not a lot of police action out here. Only time I shouldn't say the only time. The majority of the time that I hear the police out here is when there's an accident and they're going to block off the street. That's the majority of the reason that cops are blaring their sirens out this way. There's an accident over here. We got to go block off the street from here to here. Woo, woo, woo. Lost the covers. Yes, Sox pitching last night. Impressive. We just got that guy. Just got that guy. This guy over here. Guy comes over. Goes to work. 6 innings of scoreless ball. Come on, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And those Cubs. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Cubs are good. Cubs are good. And you have to, as much as I despise Cubs and Cub fans, see, I don't even think there wasn't even a big thing. Did he even play last night? Was my question. Wow, so Pete Armstrong was 2 for 5 yesterday. Okay. RBI. But yesterday was not a day. It was not a big PCA day. It wasn't a day where there were 14 runs scored, but he wasn't like in the mix. He had 1 RBI. Like he didn't go crazy. And he still scored 14 runs. He didn't go crazy. What, did the Hound Dogs win last night too, Foster? The rugby team, did they win too last night? That's funny. Levette Lee in here starting shit already. She's like, go, Cubs, go. Come on now. Good morning, Ma. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. That's not so. That's funny. Do not blaspheme on here. Levette, do not blaspheme on here. But good day in baseball for us. All right. You manufactured a run. The White Sox. Cubs manufactured a shitload of runs. And they're both teams are going for the series win today. All right. You're both going for the series win. Sox at home, Cubs in the 305. For those of you who don't know, that's Miami's area code, 305. So when I hate to mansplain because many people know that, but not everyone does. So I have to make sure that everybody does. When I say the 305. Oh, I said, no, they didn't play goals. They're about to begin their season. Ah, okay. All right, thank you. All right, Cub fans, stop fraternizing in the chat, psychos. Freaking psychos. Listen, let's take a quick break. Let me get the warden off the CrossFit. All right, let me get the warden off the CrossFit, and we're going to welcome my man, Adam Chalifoux, on the other side of the break. Talk a little Bulls, talk a little NBA playoffs. Big win last night by OKC. Whew, big win. Embarrassing win. Woo, Charlie. All right, so don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Many will hear the calling. Few will earn the title. United States Marine. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings.
I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
We are looking for a few heroes, mentors, trailblazers, innovators, a passion to change lives, spark curiosity, open hearts, and awaken minds, help students answer the question, who am I? This could be your calling, but this is no job. It's the journey of a lifetime. Be a hero. Be a teacher.
Mental health and learning disorders don't discriminate. 17 million children and adolescents in the United States live with disorders like anxiety, depression, ADHD, and dyslexia. Less than half get the help they need to thrive. Help the Child Mind Institute change these children's lives. Visit childmind.org.
Chopper to the right side. Sosa will try to get 2. 1 at second. Mydroff's return throw in time. A double play. There goes Mydroff. Throw down to second. And Chase Mydroff now has 4 stolen bases in his last 5 games. Hit hard, and that one gets into right field. Palacios with a single. They're going to wave in Mydroff. Here comes the throw. It's cut off, and the Sox strike first. There's that Cali smile.
Sox are in that hole, and they're not giving up.
Big bounce for Vargas. 1 at second, over to first. Double play turned.
Around the horn, 5, 4, 3. Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those subs courtesy of Chicago Sports Network. Those were the good guys from the South Side with a big, huge 1-0 win yesterday over the Mariners. And as I said, they're hosting again tonight. My first guest is a good friend of the program. And can't wait to talk to him a little bit about the Bulls. All right, he is the host of the Running with the Bulls podcast. Okay. You've seen him plenty of times before. You can find him on Twitter. And now it's what can Foo do for you? Oh, hold on. I missed. You know, you got fat fingers. The D is next to the F, so I hit what can do for you. We got it now. Let's welcome back to Shawn and Maya, Adam Chalifoux. Adam, what's up, Papa? How are you?
Living the dream, man. Happy to be here. Always happy to be talking some hoops, which we're talking Bulls in the playoffs, but happy to be talking Bulls and the playoffs, maybe next year.
Soon, yeah, you're right. We'll be talking Bulls in the playoffs. That's what we're going to be talking. So
that's the dream.
Yeah. And a consistent one, too. But let's talk about it. The Bulls ended. They're in the lottery. I had Fred Pfeiffer on the other day, and I'm going to tell you the same thing. I think it's rigged. I don't care what anyone says. There's just so much history when the Lakers, when the Pelicans lost AD, they get for number 1 with Zion, with the Cavs lost LeBron, they get Kyrie, all kinds of There's a whole bunch of other stuff. I just think it's a horrible. I get it, and all right, but don't sit there and say it's a lottery and give everybody hope and like, oh yeah, we even back in 2008, all right, when the Bulls got Derrick Rose.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it made sense. Look, Derrick Rose goes to Chicago. I don't think they knew he was going to be as great as he was, but just the appreciation for Chicago and their hometown players, they knew it was going to be a match made in heaven, and they were right. Do you think it was rigged, or?
I don't know. I remember listening to an episode of Jim Rome about like 15 years ago, and Jim Rome asked David Stern.
Uh-huh.
He asked him, "Hey, so was the '85 draft rigged?" And David Stern like said to Jim Rome, like, "When'd you stop beating your wife, Jim?" And I'm like, "Whoa," But it was like epic answer, and then it got like really uncomfortable, and I don't know, maybe that's a phrase, and I didn't know about the phrase. I guess it's a phrase, but like it is kind of like a trap question. They're never going to admit, yeah, we've been rigging the lottery, but like, yeah, you look at the history of it, and it's like it would be illegal if they were doing that. I'm pretty sure, but
why? Because it's their league. It's
entertainment. Maybe it wouldn't, but like it definitely wouldn't be honest.
Right.
It certainly felt rigged. Like when I was watching the lottery and I saw and they're like, all right, the final four coming up after the break, and then when that first one, I think was like Charlotte, they announced, I was like, oh yeah, this is something's fishy here. It just felt like, to me at the time, it felt rigged. Maybe it's not. But I mean, there's so much. There's the cold envelope conspiracy with Ewing. There's the, do you want to play in a cold or warm city with Shaq?
Yep.
There's the stuff with Rose. There's like, yeah, right after the Stars leave. Now, I really don't think that for this particular scenario, it's as crazy as I've seen some of the, conspiracy theorists on the internet will like, oh, they traded Luka Doncic for the Cooper Flag pick. It's like, no, Dallas still tried their best to make the playoffs. Like Anthony Davis, they rushed him back. He got hurt again. Kyrie was playing like more minutes than anybody in the NBA. Like they were trying to chase a title this year. And I think that, like, no matter what you think about that Luka Doncic trade, just from a pure basketball sense, if that team's healthy, they would have made a deep run in the playoffs this year with Kyrie and AD. So I don't go as far as to say that, they were like, hey, we'll rig the lottery for you if you trade Luka to the Lakers so we can have the next great Laker. I don't think it's that far down the rabbit hole.
Okay.
And I hope it's not rigged, but it certainly felt pretty fishy when, like Dallas, it's just so unfortunate. Like a team like Charlotte, it would have been great if he goes to Charlotte because that's a great basketball state, North Carolina. That could have been something that brings that team into the mix. Utah, they've been a team that's kind of been, I think, tanking. And it seems like the NBA kind of got wise to that as well. But like to have it go to the Mavericks, who were just in the NBA Finals, less than a year ago, NBA Finals, like Western Conference Finals, too, obviously. But to have it go to them, it's like, all right, I guess it didn't sit well with me. I don't want to like speculate rigged, not rigged, but I'll tell you what, I didn't like it, and the odds were astronomically against it. And when you look like how often does something with the odds so astronomically stacked against it keep happening. Like you look at the 1.8 for Dallas to get that pick and the 1.7 for the Bulls to get that pick with the year they got D Rose.
Yeah.
So that's what 2.5 out of 200 combined, and those just happen to happen. Like it did happen. It just the odds are extremely fishy.
Yeah. Well, let's get to the team. So now I'll ask you, like I asked some other Bulls people that I had on, what name should we be looking for? Because we're 12. Are there 12 game changers or franchise changers in this draft? I don't think so. I think there's only a handful or a couple. One of the guys that I would love to get is Maluak, the guy from Duke, but is he going to be there? That's the question. Names should Bulls fans be looking for and start researching, because people don't really know a lot of these college guys because they're one and dones, which is really screws up the college game. But that's another story for another time.
Well, first of all, I want to say my apologies if I butcher any of these names, but I'll throw a few out there. One guy who could be interesting, should he fall, would be the Illinois guard Kasparis Jakashionis. Yeah, Jakashionis. Yeah, whatever he is, good at basketball. And I feel like, the front office seems to have a soft spot for some of these Euros. That could be interesting, much easier, much more familiar name. I'd be very interested to see, and I think he could be available, Jace Richardson, son of Jason Richardson.
Michigan State.
And he's not as big as his dad. He's not the dunker his dad was. He's kind of a smaller guard, but like a really good shooter. He was the only dude, it seemed like, on that Michigan State team who was really a dead eye from three, shot around 40%. They're going to want to add shooting. Maluak, obviously, somebody I would love for the Bulls to get. We talked about a few times, but I've seen certain articles saying like he could go inside the top 10. I'm seeing New Orleans. It could be someone who tries to go with him. They really need a center. Cole Knuppel, should he fall from Duke, would be great. And then who knows? This Igor Demin from BYU could be really interesting. A lot of size, another big guard. And so it's kind of like you wonder how they would use whoever they do get, because I've named a few guards here, and they have a lot of guards. But like when a guy's 6'9", and you consider how Billy has used some guys in the past, like if at times in the Donovan era they've had like a 6'4" power forward, and so maybe you want to get a bigger guard who's going to actually run some more forward. But we'll see. It's one of those things where I feel like more information comes out as we get closer to the draft and see a little bit more there. But I honestly think that they might just trade the pick when you consider where they're at as a team. They're good and they're young, but I could see them trying to package Vooch and that pick to try to get a player who might be a little bit more impactful now. Like we mentioned Sabonis, before. I don't know if they would do like Patrick Williams, Vucevic, and that first round pick for Sabonis, but if I was the Bulls, I would. I don't know if the Kings would,
Yeah, get him off the freaking roster. Patrick Williams,
yeah.
That is. But I mean, they don't think that's their first overall pick for this regime. So, they're going to give him every possible chance to be productive. But I think it's a lost cause personally.
Yeah, he certainly has been big disappointment. I remember everyone's like, "Oh yeah, this guy's Kawhi Leonard." Is he? Is he? I don't know.
Yeah. He's not even Kawhi Leonard when Kawhi Leonard's hurt.
No, he's not even Shane Battier. So I would love Shane Battier.
Shane Battier, wow. Now you're going back you're digging in the crates for that one. Shane Battier.
I believe that was like the Marcus Fizer draft. I loved Battier at Duke, but that's good 3-and-D. And that's what they need Pat to be. But when he had such a bad shooting year, and that's going to hurt his trade value. But I think what makes him an interesting prospect, and the same thing if Bulls fans are trying to hold out hope for him, is $20 million is a lot considering the lack of production they've seen from him. But when you consider like the kind of player he is, he's got to live up to it. But at times he played really good defense. He's usually more consistent on the defensive end than the offensive end. We've seen some of that athleticism. We've seen that he can be a good rebounder, switchable. So I feel like you got to like what you're seeing on the defensive end of the floor for the most part. In shooting wise, like he's been around 40% from three most of his career. There's been the thing is like, oh, you want this guy to be more aggressive, but for a team looking to add a piece, I'll use the Golden State Warriors is an example, even though they're not a team that I think would necessarily be involved. But like, let's look at the Warriors, for example, as a team that could use another like steady 3-and-D guy who's going to be able to just catch and shoot and play some good defense. Obviously, they got Butler, but like there's teams who are going to be like, oh, this guy can play good defense and shoot around high 30s from three, $20 million. Okay, he can be a piece for us. I don't think he's ever going to be a focal point, and I think that's where the disappointment comes in because the Bulls got him 4th. I think if they drafted him 14th, we'd have a different conversation about him. But when you throw in the fact that he was picked 4th and he's getting paid that $20 million, it's kind of a tougher pill to swallow. But when you really consider it, like a 3-and-D guy, if you're like, if he can just be steady, if he can just be a good 3-and-D guy who plays good defense, shoots 40% from three, then he's worth $20 million. But this year, he kind of sucked as a shooter. His field goal percentage was way down. So it's almost like a flyer for any team who would want to kind of kick the tires on him. But he's 23? Like, there's also a world where he does continue to get better. Like, look what happened with Lauri Markkanen. And then Bulls fans are like, oh, we should have never let him go. But, right. Like, it's probably some of the same fans who are like, get him out of here. We see it. We see it happen.
Never please the fans, and I agree with you. And, so the question, and the only reason I would disagree a little on the Lauri Markkanen thing is, like, we've seen people develop here. We've seen Isle develop. We've seen Kobe develop. All right, so we've seen some. The other regime, we didn't see people develop. So I can see why, the Lauri Markkanen thing stung because we didn't develop them.
Yeah.
But here we've seen people who have developed. I mean, Julian Phillips.
Right?
Dan and Terry. Right? And then, they're not getting gold jackets by any stretch, but damn, they are playing some valuable minutes and making contributions, and for much greater contributions than when they first got here. They're more mature, they're more relaxed, and we see the development with those guys. And with P. Will, or as my guy King Booker says, P. won't. We haven't seen it, and he's been given every opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, like, because there's so many. It was like, hey, well, wait till Zach and DeMar are gone, and they're gone now. And I was hoping he would kind of finish a little bit stronger. But he shot 40% from the field last season. That's not going to cut it. It's not going to cut it.
40% from the field?
Yeah, 39.7.
From the field. Not even 40. 39
Yeah. And like on his career, he's 45% shooter. He had a down year on offense last year, but it's just like you want to see a positive trajectory. And what's crazy is this dude has essentially been the same dude his entire career. Like here's rookie year, all right? 9 points a game, 4.6 rebounds, 39% from three. All right, that was 2020, 2021. This year, 9 points a game, 3.8 rebounds, 35% from three. And like on his career, 9.6 points per game, 39% from three. You know, like 4 rebounds, you know, close to a steal and a block a game, but never like there.
Fifth year?
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, it's just like he's not like, all right, dude, you're 23. Like I remember when I was 23, I was in college and I was playing intramural sports and I was dominating because I was 23 now. You know, and like there's a huge difference between 23 and 19. And you know, the kid came in super young. But it's like, all right, bro, you're 23 now. Come on.
Yeah,
we've been real patient. All right.
Yeah.
All right, man. Hey, you don't suck, do you? Right? Come on, you can do it. Somebody's got to get in there and say, hey, buddy, we believe in you. Try to suck a little less this next season, all right? You know, and we'll see. We'll see. But it's like, yeah. And that's why I feel like he'd be kind of a tough piece to move, but golly, just the comedy of like if the Kings just turned into the Bulls, like all of a sudden they got Patrick Williams, Nikola Vucevic, Zach LaVine, and DeMar DeRozan.
Oh
like,
my God, that'd be hilarious.
Oh man, yeah.
Dude, Sacramento fans they'd shit themselves. They would be pissed. They'd be
yeah.
pissed.
Oh,
so
Vlade Divac. He'd have to move back to Europe.
What is your take on the Zach? You got me thinking Zach LaVine on the Josh Giddey situation. You think he's getting that 25, 30 mil? And if you do, is he worth it? The kid's young. He's real young.
Yeah, I think you have to. I think you have to.
It doesn't answer the question.
Yeah, I think he is worth it, and I think that like you are seeing, you know, the impact Caruso's made, right? Like in the playoffs, and they didn't trade Josh Giddey for no reason, you know. If they traded to do a rent an Aussie or whatever for 1 year and gave up Alex Caruso, then they're even stupider than I've ever thought. But I don't think that's the case. We saw what he did when they let him run the offense. We saw the finish of the season he had. And like you said, he's extremely young. And so I do think that he is going to be around for the long haul. And I mean, I think he's the best player on the Bulls. And when you look at kind of like where there's a roster, this kid's not even 23 years old. Mm-hmm. He's coming off the best stretch of his career. You can't, like, the alternative, and that's why I say, like, you have to keep him, like, what's the alternative?
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
You know, like Giddey, he makes up for a lot of the mistakes that the front office has made, frankly. Because, like, we can talk about Giddey, well, like, shoot, we just talked about Patrick Williams, how bad they missed on that pick.
Yeah.
Well, Giddey's younger, you know, and they both got a long road ahead of them. Like, as I've said before, this guy was the 6th overall pick in 2021. Like, this guy is just coming into his 5th year, and I think you have seen steady growth. He's gotten better and better every single year. He's increased his 3-point shooting percentage. He shot damn near 38% this year from 3. He started to kind of expand his bag. He took the most 3-pointers he's ever taken this year too. He started to kind of like make some step backs. He's really hard to guard in the post with some of those hook shots. He makes everybody around him better. I know it's a cliche, but if the Bulls are trying to, you know, think for the future, they absolutely cannot let this guy go anywhere else, because you're not going to find a point guard. And there's a chance that this guy winds up being better than LaMelo Ball, and like LaMelo's got the brand name, but like I would rather have Josh Giddey at this point because he doesn't miss a ton of games and he's thriving here. And so, you got to re-sign him. You got to pay him what he's worth, and he's worth that money. He earned that bag. And when you look at it in terms of like, obviously he wasn't drafted by the Bulls, but you knew this kid was eventually going to get paid when he got taken 6th overall. It's more likely than not, eventually he gets his bag.
So what do we jettison any guards? Do we get everybody? Anyone out of here? I mean, you just talked about we talked about Io, we talked about Cole, we talked about Josh, we talked about Alonzo. All right, we talked, and we didn't mention, but also there's Trey Jones as well. And his contract expiring, but still, I mean, these are all players that we have on our roster currently. Who are we getting rid of? Because we can't keep all these guards, can we?
Well, I am going to pull up some contract stuff for this next year. So Trey Jones, not necessarily back. His deal's expiring. It doesn't mean he won't be a Bull next year, but guys like coming off the books one way or another. Trey Jones, like I said, I think they'll bring back Giddey. Talen Horton-Tucker, it's like, do you consider that guy a small forward? Is he a guard? I think Kobe White's back. I think Lonzo Ball is probably back, but he's also a really interesting player. Should there be a team that's like we talked about that potential Sacramento trade, like Lonzo's got some trade value, weirdly enough, because he's on just a $10 million contract. I think that if he's around, though, he is going to be used a little bit differently. He's kind of a utility player for the Bulls. Like, he's a backup point guard, but he's also somebody that they run a little bit on the wing because his catch and shoot ability. And, by kind of moving him around, it thins out that backcourt a little bit. But it does feel like somebody's got to go. Like Javon Carter, what are we doing with him? Ayo Dosunmu, you're pretty similar to Lonzo Ball, and maybe Lonzo's a little bit better. Like, I think Kobe White, with the season he just came off, he's definitely going to be around unless somebody offers a huge haul for him. Right. But I would say that Trey Jones is probably the odd man out, just because he's a good player, but he's off the books, and they're gonna, I think, more likely gonna need to look at the front court and say, hey, we got to kind of balance this roster out a little bit. And I do think that there are some pretty realistic targets where they can kind of improve some of their weak spots. Guard play wasn't really an issue for them this year. You could say that was the only consistent bright spot, even some of those Lonzo Ball games. But we'll see. I wouldn't be completely surprised if Kevin Huerter winds up getting moved. I think the Bulls are at a place where they could make a lot of moves this summer, depending on just what else happens around the league, who might be available via trade. Because you got guys who aren't necessarily coming back, aren't on the books, but then you also got tradable assets that have some value, and that's where you start to kind of look at those Lonzos and those Huerters. So I apologize for not really answering the question, but there's just so many different variables and factors and ways it could go that I feel like there's just no clear answer right now.
Yeah, I like Kevin Huerter. He gives me that, or gives us that catch and shoot type of thing.
Yeah.
And he's tall. He's not 6'3", 6'4". You know what I mean? He's 6'6", 6'7", something like that. Maybe 6'8". I don't even remember, to be honest with you, but I know he's in the taller part of 6 feet range. And do we keep him? You know, is he good enough for us to offer him to bring him back and to have him part of the mix? You know, are the Bulls going to be that team that's going to be running up and down the court, but they still need a rim protector? What are they going to do in the front court? There's a lot of questions that that need to be answered. You know, and are we going to be able to do it with this draft? Are we going to be able to help with this draft? Because it sucks, you know, not getting Cooper Flag, but we're picking 12th. If we would have picked 5th, different story.
Yeah,
different story. But we're picking 12th, and that seems to be out of the range of game-changing players.
Yeah, and you never know. Like, no one thought Giannis was going to be Giannis. You know, no one thought Jokic was going to be Jokic, and obviously that's more. Yeah, and that seems to be, and like, I mean, Jimmy Butler, right? Like Taj Gibson, like you can find guys who are really good after the top 10 still. But yeah, it's like you got to have a combination of good scouting and luck. And you look at the Bulls and you kind of wonder if they have either the last few years. So it gets real tough. But yeah, I mean, like Herter's on the book for the 25-26 season at $18 million a year. And I guess that's the value. Like when I look at these numbers, I have to remind myself that like the cap grows every year, and like what's 20 million now versus what was 20 million, 10 years ago, as far as like NBA talk, it's so drastically different. Yeah. And so I feel like Herter played a lot better, especially once he kind of found, because at the beginning, those first few games with Herter, I was like, I don't know about this dude. But he started to find his rhythm and kind of find his fit with the team. Yeah, he settled in. He was a lot better. But no, I mean, like I'm looking at like Precious Achiuwa, who's not really getting much action in the Knicks series, but like that's a 6'8", good defender, good rebounder, can shoot a little bit. That's a guy who could be an important piece on the bench for the Bulls and make it where they're not stuck doing these, like having a point guard or a shooting guard. Like Ayo Dosunmu, how much power forward did he play last year? You know? So I'm kind of looking at like guys like him. Obviously free agency comes after the draft, but like if they don't get a big, and even if they do get a big, maybe he's not ready right away. Like I'm looking at guys like Santi Aldama. I'm looking at Precious Achiuwa. I'd be interested even, in a wing like Gary Trent, But I think that there's dudes they can target, but right now the roster itself is so unbalanced. It's just so guard heavy, and I get they want to play fast, but I think and I've said this before, but like Bulls fans should look at the Indiana Pacers and you look at the last 2 years and what they did, because once they added Pascal Siakam, they got so much better defensively. And the reason I specifically say the Pacers, because like they want to play really fast. They have a similar offensive style. And it's interesting because like we just did our conference finals previews, and I took the Pacers to upset the Knicks, and I used the Bulls as an example of why. I said, like, look at what the Bulls did to force the Knicks out of the style of play they wanted to do. And the Bulls played the Knicks extremely tight, stole some games from them this year. The difference between the Pacers and the Bulls is you could say they're a little bit further along, where they added some of those key pieces where they have like Miles Turner, they've had for a while, but like they have their shot blocking center, not a great rebounder, but shoots the threes pretty quick for a big man. And then you got Siakam, who's like such a critical point because of he's a big man who kind of like can handle the ball. He's not going to run point. But, we saw what he brought to the championship team and the kind of player he's been, really beginning with his heyday in Toronto there. But, like, an important veteran piece. But, like, the Pacers got better on defense, and they got better at rebounding. And so they went from a kind of gimmicky, as the Bulls were called by Bill Simmons, gimmicky. The Pacers went from this gimmicky run and gun team that was going to beat you by just playing faster than you, forcing you to play at their speed and then hitting more threes than you. That's how they stole a lot of games. That's how they had a lot of their comebacks. But it is a little gimmicky. And once they are able to like actually add more defense and add more rebounding by shoring up some of that front court and maybe moving off some of the pieces who are a liability on the defensive side, then, you know, things can change in a hurry. And that's where I think it's at, because like I understand all the frustration Bulls fans have and wanting things to be better, faster. But like when you look at the situation right now, the Bulls could do something right this summer where they are a lot better last year. They could, in theory, I don't expect them to get Giannis because I don't think they can afford him, you know, but I think that they can make a play for somebody who's going to be a difference maker. So we'll see. All right. One way or another, they got to fix the front court.
Adam, great stuff, buddy. I appreciate it. Do me a favor before you go, let everybody know where they can find you and your work online.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah. Running with the Bulls podcast, anywhere you listen to your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, you name it. And what can Foo do for you on Twitter? Mostly just tweeting some NBA takes, whatever. But that's where you can find me. Always a pleasure being on. Go give our conference finals episode a listen, and hope you enjoy it. If you're enjoying the show, tell a friend, tell a friend. And Shawn, thank you for having me on, my buddy.
Adam, great stuff, man. We'll talk soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
All righty. Guys, it's Adam Chalifoux from Running with the Bulls. We're going to take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we're going to get into our top of the morning topics and get into some Bulls talk, some Bears talk, excuse me. All right, so don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Ryan Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left, and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down, because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
Kid's got a heck of a beard growing. Nicely done, kid. Happy birthday. Turner out to right field. Sanchez on his way back at the warning track. He jumps. He dropped it. Turner to second, slides in safely.
When the Cubs got 4 back last night.
Looper to center. Trouble. Falls in for a base hit. Runner scores. Cubs lead 2-1.
Keep the line moving.
Armstrong up.
Line drive shallow left field. That's a base hit. Another run is in. The runners move up 1 base each. Pete Crow Armstrong delivers.
Sitting and looking for much, much more. Hit right side. Shoots into right field for a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes another. Throw home the slide. He's safe. Dansby just bumps 5-1 Cubs. 2-run single Nico Horner.
Listen to the Cub fans here at Lone Depot.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning at Sports Zone Chicago. Those are the Northsiders. Man, just beating. Wow. It's putting up run after run after run. They're going station to station to station. You know how difficult that is? You know how difficult that is for teams to go and literally, I think they went 2 batters, base hit, everyone moved up the base before the two-run single. Crazy. What do they say? What did he say? Keep the line moving. That is the quintessential example of keep the line moving. Single. Bases loaded, single. 1 run scores. Everybody. Next guy up, single. 1 run scores. Everybody advances. Next guy up, base hit, 2 score. You know, what would have been the best thing if someone's hit when shopping at the gap and cleared the bases. But the Cubs are on fire, man. Cubs are on fire. Now he looked like I thought he was too, but he went around the tag. I was like, oh, at first I thought out, but on that second, the second angle, he went around and tagged the base. He avoided that tag by the catcher. Yeah, manufacture runs. That's the bottom line. Can you manufacture runs? The Cubs they're in a way to they're finding ways to manufacture a lot of runs. He was saying, I was just hating. Appreciate the honesty, dog. Appreciate the honesty. But that's what the White Sox got. That's what they did yesterday. White Sox that's what they did. So you know what? Let's get it cracking, man. Guys, you know how we do the first segment of every show, which got pushed back to the second segment today. It's called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
First top of the morning topic. Which way do we go? Which way do we go? Which way do we go? Yeah, here we go. Start off with these jamokes. Cubs. Woo. Cubs laid the smackdown on the candy asses of the Miami Marlins, 14-1. Jameson Tyone, he got the win. He's 3-3 on the season. 7 innings of scoreless baseball, 4 hits, 1 earned run. So it wasn't scoreless. My bad. 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 2 punch outs. Kyle Tucker, he's starting to heat up again, baby. For you Cub fans, you got to be fired up. He was 3 for 4 with a homer. His 11th driving in, his 34th RBI of the season. Mr. Seiya Suzuki yesterday was 3 for 5 with a double, his 11th, a homer, his 12th, and 4 RBIs, totaling 43 on the year. 3 for 4 with a double, his second. Remember, his first double was the the comeback, the walk-off winner for the Cubs a week and a half ago. All right. He was 3 for 4 with his second double, driving in his 10th RBI of the season. Next top of the morning topic, the Cubs finished their series with the Marlins today. First pitch is early. Remember, they're on the East Coast. They're an hour ahead of us. First pitch is at 12:10 p.m. Central Time. You can catch that game on the Marquee Network or listen to it on their flagship station, 6:70 a.m. The probables for today's game, Cade Horton, who's 2-0 with a 6.00 ERA, going up against Max Meyer for the Fish. He's 3-4 with a 4.47 ERA. Keeping it moving, baby. The next top of the morning topic, Bears. The Bears. The White Sox. Man, today's a rough day for me. What the hell's going on? The White Sox beat the Mariners 1-0. Newly. Can I just tell you, this guy just came over like 2 days ago. They acquired this guy, Adrian Hauser. He was signed before Tuesday's game. Wow. So they were signed to a one-year deal, one year, $1.35 million contract to replace Bryce Wilson. He comes in. Great pitching by the White Sox. They beat the Mariners 1-0. And Hauser, he got the win. He's 1-0. 6 innings of scoreless baseball. Here's where the scoreless baseball came in. 2 hits, 3 free passes, 2 punch-outs. Palacios, you saw him in the first commercial break. He was 2 for 3, a double, his 4th, driving in his 5th RBI and the only RBI of the game. Lenyn Sosa was 2 for 3 with a double, his 8th. Chase Mydroth was 2 for 4 on the night. Keeping it over the next top of the morning topic, the White Sox host a rubber match of this series today. Not tonight, today. It's, man, first pitch, 10 p.m. Central Time. You can catch that game on Chicago Sportsnet or listen to it on their flagship station, ESPN 1000. The probables for today's game for Seattle. Logan Evans is on the bump for the man with a 2.57 ERA, going up against Shane Smith, the youngster from 25, I think. For the White Sox from Massachusetts, he's 1-3 with a 2.05 ERA. So the Cubs and the Sox are in the same position today. They're looking to win their respective series. And it'd be a good thing for the Sox. The Cubs will probably win this game against the Fish. The Fish aren't really good. But it'd be a good thing for the White Sox if they can. Now we're stacking wins. We're stacking not just wins, we're stacking series. That'd be, 3 out of our last 4 series we lost? Or we won? That is how you avoid 121 losses. That, my peoples, is how you do it. Next top of the morning topic is this. Definitely want your opinion on this one. Give me some feedback, baby. The NFL owners unanimously, every single one of them, voted to allow the NFL players to compete in flag football in the 2028 Summer Olympics that will be held in Los Angeles. One of the stars, A.J. Brown from the Philadelphia Eagles, said he would not participate. Said it would be too close to training camp, and he wants to give everything he can to the Eagles. He wanted to keep the main thing. The main thing is exactly what he said. According to Patrick Finney in today's Chicago Sun-Times, he says, at the Olympics, which will run from July 14th to July 30th in 2028, will feature 6 national teams of 10 players each. Each country will be allowed to select no more than 1 player per roster. NFL training camps typically begin the last week of July. So you can't get 2 guys off the same roster. But I think it's cool. I think it's really cool, and I think it's awesome because there's something about winning the World Series, Something about winning the NBA title. Something about winning the Super Bowl. Something about winning the Stanley Cup. There's nothing like winning the gold. When you're on the stage in your red, white, and blue, the gentleman comes by and puts the gold medal around your neck, and you stand there as our national anthem plays. Now, I get it. Your thoughts on the national anthem, that's another story for another time. There can't be very many feelings better in the world than having that. Our national anthem play as we receive gold medals. That's one thing I'll never, ever achieve. I've won plenty of championships in my life, but that would be one that would probably be so moving and emotional to represent your country. I mean, hell, I wanted a gold medal as a kid. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I wanted to. I remember the Olympics that I recall the most. My first memory of the Olympics was the 1980 Olympics. The 1976 Olympics in Montreal, I didn't remember. That's when Sugar Ray Leonard who won the gold and really came on the map before he went pro. And I don't really remember those. But in 1980 in no, it wasn't in LA. 84 was in LA. Where was I have a whole bunch of you. Where the 1980? Was that Russia? Or the 1980 Summer Olympics? Let me see. If anybody knows, let me know. Steve-O, if you know, let me know where the 1980 Summer Olympics. Oh, Russia. Soviet Union. That's right, the boycott. That's right. Okay. So I remember that. Yeah, we didn't go. So in the 84 then that was in LA. Carl Lewis won like 75 gold medals. That was crazy. Flojo was 92. But that was my first recollection of the Olympics. How great would it have been? You know, to have been able to do that. A good buddy of mine is a boxer, or was a boxer. He's a real estate agent now, David Diaz. He was a gold medalist in the Olympics, and then light featherweight champion of the world, David Diaz. And I never asked him. I guess I should. Next time I see him, and you know we have one or two. Like, what was it like to have them put the gold medal around your neck and listen to our national anthem? And he's Mexican. His parents were from Mexico, but he was born here. But that would be something. So NFL players can now do that. I think that's pretty cool. Oh, snap. Jay Grizz in the house. He's checking in. He's like, yo, happy Hump Day, Sports Zone fam. SuperBack, what's up? What's up, Jay Grizz? And don't even talk shit about this weekend. I don't even want to hear it. I don't even want to hear it, bro. Before you even go there, before you even start, I'm jumping the gun. I don't want to hear it. Let's keep it moving. Maybe the next top of the morning topic. Chicagoland's very own. Oh man, shoot. Matas Buzelis was named to the NBA All-Rookie second team. Man, just think if he would have played more. this kid is something special. This kid is something special, man. I love it. He's one of those kids that we can build upon. You're a fool, boy. He's like, we fly that W flag high like Jim Jones. Who cares about your stupid Cubs? King Booker Wilson, like I said, in Chicago, we don't yell mustard, we yell Matas. I'm glad you clarified, Jay Grizz. Jim Jones, a rapper, not the cult leader. Yeah, we do yell Matas, because this kid is going to be special. Like I said, remember the 26-27 season. I want to see him when he comes back. I want to see him after he's been in the weight room, not after this offseason. I want to see him a little bit in the fall, how much he's been in the weight room. But in 26-27, when he's added another 10, maybe 15 pounds, so he should have 10 to 15 pounds this offseason, add another 10 to 15 pounds next offseason. And the attitude that mug has, Lowry Marketing 2.0. But happy for this guy. How he felt to us, I don't know, but God was looking down on us when we got Matas Buzelis. So congratulations, young man. Kid from Hinsdale, Chicago Bulls fan, growing up. Drafted by the Bulls, named to the NBA All-Rookie second team. Incredible, incredible accomplishment. The next topic, the sky. According to in the subtitle, I apologize for the landscapers. According to Jason Leisure in the Chicago Sun-Times today, the Sky season opener against the Fever down in Indianapolis was the most watched WNBA broadcast in ESPN history, with an average of 2.7 million people. Said the viewership peaked at 3.1 million people. That's crazy. And they caught it. They got it. They were able to. They were able to catch some drama. They were able, and I'm happy for it. I'm glad Angel Reese, and I know it seemed like she was jealous or whatever, but the fact that she went after her, it kept interest going. Now, you mean to tell me people are going to want to see their next game? Come on, man. Folks in Chicago aren't going to want to fill the United Center when they come to town, when Indiana Fever come to town? Hell yeah. Follow the money. It's all about the money. I get it. The basketball is good. Indiana's much better than us right now. We're still trying to figure things out. We got a new coach, new system, new players. But hopefully by the time we play them in a couple weeks, we'll have our act together. So, because people are going to tune in just to see Caitlin and Angel Reese if anything pops off again. That's how we are. That's how fans are. That's how fans are. Jay Grizz, don't come here and play with my emotions like that, bro. He's like, man, if we can land Juju next draft. Do not play with my emotions like that, dog. Juju, Angel, Camila Cardoso, Van Lith. Don't play with me like that, dog. Don't get me all fired up. This is unfortunate. Next topic, staying in the WNBA. The WNBA is looking into allegations of harassment and racial slurs directed at Angel Reese in Saturday's season opener. And I talked about this. I touched on this earlier in the show. And there's really no place for this. You know what I mean? But what do you expect? All right, you're in the KKK capital of the world. I mean, fans will tolerate black players because they're playing for their team. But man, there's quite a bit of animosity. If they weren't playing for their teams, man. So the WNBA is looking into this. And I mean, what are they going to do? Are they going to find it? I hope they're able to do something. Well, what would they do if they find out the person who did it? Ban them? That'd be appropriate. But it's going to be tough to find him. It's interesting. Let's get it moved. Keep it moving. I had to do this. Next top of the morning topic. Man, this was huge. Joe Tunney. Bears free agent guard they traded that free agent. Bears guard they traded for. Who was on the last year of his deal. He's extended. They extended him. Let me take this down for a second. He was supposed to be making $16 million a year, but they did away with that, and they paid him this year plus 2 more years. So these next 3 years he'll be getting. It'll be 3 years and $51 million over those 3 years, and he's guaranteed $33.5 million. I like this signing a lot. Because I like what it does. It stabilizes, and I know he's 32 and whatnot, 32, 33, 34, but it gives you a winner. It gives you a winner on that offensive line. He has 4 Super Bowl titles under his belt. Played with Tom Brady, played with Patrick Mahomes. He blocked for Tom Brady, blocked for Patrick Mahomes. Maybe the top 2 quarterbacks in the history of the NFL. Going to bring some stability to that offensive line. There's some youngsters on there. Even the right tackle, Darnell Wright, is a youngster still, going to his 3rd season. I think you still have Ozzie Trapillo. You got some youngsters in there. Even there, Drew Dahlman, only 26. This guy, it's a great pickup for the Bears. Signing, the pickup was great, and extending him was even better. Yeah, you're good call, Cornelius. Great deal. Plus the Bears get more cap space. Yeah, so and it's crazy how he's supposed to get paid $60 million. That was going to be his hit against the cap, but now his cap hit only goes down to $8 million this offseason. How they did that, bro, I have no freaking idea. Check this out. This is dope. After a crappy weekend, this was good news to hear. White Sox infielder Miguel Vargas was named AL Player of the Week. He was the only one doing any damage against the Cubs. That's for damn sure, boy. He's the only one doing damage against the Cubs. Jesus. But congratulations to him. Congratulations to Miguel Vargas for being named American League Player of the Week. This next one's a little sad. George Wendt. Famous actor in Chicago, and George passed away. You know George Wendt, he was known from Cheers, and he was one of the super fans. The Bears. Did a lot of commercials, a lot of skits. Started on Saturday Night Live, but they did a couple commercials and promos for the NFL as a super fan. And it was, when I heard it, it hit home. I'm available. Well, that's what I'm going to say. It hit home because I remember I wasn't a big Cheers fan. All right? I wasn't a big Cheers fan. But I do remember, I went to school in Massachusetts, and Cheers is in Boston. It was set in Boston, but the actual restaurant or bar is in Boston. It looks nothing like the set. Nothing. But I'll never forget, we were at the Cape Cod. It was after finals. 1993, I think it was. And some guys got a house, and they watched the last episode of Cheers. I'm not even going to. A lot of guys on the team watched the last episode of Cheers in a house, drinking, getting hammered. And I remember I always loved Norm. Who didn't love Norm? Who couldn't love Norm? We all know a Norm at our place, at our spots to go drink. We all have our own Norm. And it hurt. And this is why I tell you, make sure you let your loved ones know you love them. Because, man, time moves fast. And it sucks. It just shows we're getting older as more and more people we know pass away. And, man, that was a tough one, man. Geek Booker, well, you're a fool. Bears, tree, 180 tree. Packers. Who wins in a fight, Ditka or Hurricane? Ditka. Yep. Rest in peace. Superfan Bob. Norm. Going to this call says, rest in peace, Mr. Wendt. Blank to the Bears. And Frazier is on it. I'm not sure what you mean, Brandon. Yeah, Mr. Shorty. George Wendt passed away. Super fan. Yeah. Yeah, that hurt. That one hurt, man. That hurt. That hurt. Such a lovable character. And so yesterday, this is how, you get nostalgic. Okay? And yesterday, somebody on Twitter, whoever it was, did I mine? Let me double check. I put on Shawn Sierra Sports as well as there was No. Home. X. I know I retweeted it on my personal page, but there was somebody, and I thank them profusely, that cut up every single time that scene happened. Every single time he walked into Cheers, and he walked in like, no! And either Sam or Coach or Woody would have a question for him. Like, hey, how we doing? How we doing, Norm? And the one I always remember is like, how's it going, Norm? It's a dog-eat-dog world, and I'm wearing milk bone underwear. Sam said one thing, he's like, everyone's like, no. I was like, hey, Norm, what would you say to a cold beer? Come to Papa. And they had the intro, the entrance to Cheers, and then the episode, the season, and they were like 40. I watched them all. It was 18 minutes long of just him coming in. Every single time he'd come in, hang his jacket on the coat rack. Come in, hang his jacket on the coat rack. Sad, sad day for Chicagoans. He's a true Chicagoan through and through. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Oh, wow. And the last top of the morning topic. Excuse me. Is here. And here's what I'm fired up about. The Bears continue OTAs at Alice Hall. All right. I'm fired up about this. I am fired up about this. I think it's still voluntary right now, but I think there's going to be a huge, huge percentage of the players showing up, if not 100%. Okay, new coaches, new system, new staff. I love it. I'm anxious to see if we can take this whole organization to another level. All right, we got the bell of the ball. We have Ben Johnson. We added weapons. We added Luther Burden. We added JonahJackson. We added Drew Dahlman. We added Joe Tooney. We added Colston Loveland. We added Ozzie Trapillo. More help for the offensive line. We added Grady Jarrett. Help on the defensive line for rotational purposes. We added Ode Odebango. Hope I didn't butcher his name. As a pass rusher. We added Eric Bieniemy as a running back coach. We added Antoine Randall L as a wide receivers coach. We added Dennis Allen as a defensive coordinator. We added Al Harris as a cornerbacks coach. We added great players to this and coaches to this organization. That's what got me fired up. Because there was a very wise man who once said, coaching matters. I don't remember his name. The very wise man he was said, coaching matters. And you see it. Eric Bieniemy, I don't know how many of you got goosebumps. I don't know how many of you got goosebumps, but I did. When you saw him coaching the running backs, stay off my cone. The cone's not moving. Coaching them hard. It didn't matter who it was. Antoine Randall, same thing. Al Harris, same thing. Because I tell you what, players love to be coached hard. Players they understand there's a finite amount of time that they get to do this. Anyone who plays football, there's a finite amount of time. It comes to an end at some point, whether it's in high school, college, semi-pro, pro, UFL, whatever. There's a finite time for you to play, and you don't want to waste any season with shitty coaching. Great players want to be coached hard. They want to be great. Oh, Adam Schefter saying the final vote. Final vote on the proposed ban of the tush push were 22-10. At least 24 votes were needed to ban the tush push. So the tush push is still in play. That is literally came right across the wire a second ago. But I'm looking forward to this. There should be a big improvement. And I don't want to say 12 games they're going to win. And truth be told, I think we have a chance to go to the division, to win the division. I'll tell you why. I've told you why, but I'm going to tell you again. The Detroit Lions lost their offensive and defensive coordinators. I know the offensive coordinator said, well, we're going to keep running the same offense. It's not rockets. I'm not dumb. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Okay, fine. However, you're not going to run it or call it the way Ben Johnson calls it because you're not Ben Johnson. They lost their defensive coordinator, Aaron Glenn. So the defensive scheme is going to be different. Their philosophy is going to be different. The way that defense is called during the game is going to be different. There's a lot of adjustment that needs to go on up there in Detroit. Minnesota, they're starting their first year. Their quarterback who's making his first NFL start in J.J. McCarthy. As soon as they can get, and the thing that I'm worried about is, will that year off, will that redshirt year do for him like it did what it did for Patrick Mahomes? Now, Patrick Mahomes started the last two or three games his rookie year, but he sat on the bench. And that's exactly what J.J. McCarthy did. He sat the bench because he was hurt. So you look at things differently. Analyze things differently. And Green Bay, Jordan Love likes to throw the ball to the opposing team often. So there's a good chance that we can compete for the division. How soon does Caleb pick up the offense? How soon does the rest of the offense pick up the offense? How soon can Caleb and his receivers get on the same page? Because there's a lot of moving parts. And the sooner the better. The sooner the better. King Booker World, they'll find out. he says folks in Detroit really think that losing their coordinators won't matter. They'll find out. They will find out. Coaching matters, I'm telling you. So we have a shot. I'm not guaranteeing that the Bears win the NFL this season. I'm not guaranteeing that at all. I'm saying the opportunity is there for us to take it. Oh, it's there. The way that these guys are on these players is music to my ears. The hair on my arm stands up. I don't have any hair on my head, or that would stand up too. The hair on my arm stands up when I hear Eric sleeping with Bieniemy getting on his players. The hair on my arm stands up when I see Antoine Randall getting on his players. The hair on my arm stands up when I see Dennis Allen getting on these players. The hair on my arm stands up when I see Al Harris getting on these players. That's football to me. Football is the alpha of alpha sports. And you have to talk to and coach alpha males like this. Which is why I think the success, the chemistry is going to come sooner than many people think. Reason being, there's going to be a standard set. Accountability is across the board. And that's what's awesome. I love the fact that there's no depth chart. Love it. I said, we ain't got no depth chart. Everyone's competing. That gives you a first-round pick, a second-round pick, a third-round pick, a fifth-round pick, a seventh-round pick, an undrafted free agent. That gives you an opportunity to make the squad. That gives you a fair opportunity to make the squad. They drafted you. They signed you for a reason. They went out and said, hey, we're not drafting you. I need you to come sign with us this after the draft. They wanted you there for a reason. They feel you can help the team. Now show them. Everyone's talking about Kyle Monangai. Well, he's a 7th round pick. Did you see this guy's stats? Do you realize he led the Big Ten in rushing last season? This season, or 23? Or he was second, I believe, and no fumbles in college. 600 carries in college, no fumbles. Watch this guy. Watch his film. Watch how he doesn't go down on first contact. The only drawback on him is a 4.6 guy. But you know what? Emmitt Smith was a 4.6 guy too. Jerry Rice was a 4.6 guy as well. So you don't need to be 4.3. It helps to be nice, but if you hit them holes, you get blocking downfield, you're going to have a lot of game-breaking runs. Some to the house. Colston Loveland, I can't wait till it's not going to be available until probably training camp because of his shoulder. But I want to see him explode. I want to see Caleb Williams distribute the ball to all of his offense. Luther Burden. Come on now. This dude got mad speed. If they start him in the slot, goodness gracious. DJ one side, Rome on the other side. Luther Burden in the slot. Cole Kmet at tight end. Or you can put Colston Loveland at tight end, flex him out, have him 4 wides. Plus DeAndre Swift or Kyle Monangai. I want to see Caleb Williams comfortable. I want to see Caleb Williams have time to go to peruse the field. First check, first read, second read, third read, fourth read, check. Nope, run. This is what I'm seeing from this coaching staff. And I'm telling you, as a former coach, this is how we coach. And we had championship teams. Those championship teams were coached like this. And apparently today, the Bears are speaking to the media. And Caleb be made available to the media. There's too much going on with this book coming out. It talks about Caleb and his dad doing a publicity stunt to get the Bears to back off him last season before they drafted him. At this point, I said my piece, but it's not news. It's water under the bridge. Caleb's here. Caleb chose to come here. Caleb chose to not be part of that publicity stunt to get the Bears off of drafting him. He said, I can make it there. And I respect that. And yeah, and he did have a interesting first year. But he had a good first year with all the craziness that surrounded this organization, especially on the offensive side of the ball. The kid is unbelievably talented, and I cannot wait for him to get good coaching to bring out the best talent, the best that he can be. I can't wait. You can't. We, as Bear fans, can't wait. I want to know, is he the first in the building every day? Is he the last one to leave? What's this guy's work ethic? Because apparently, according to him, no one watched film with him last year. Apparently. Allegedly. Again, I find it hard to believe, but I'll tell you what, Ben Johnson's going to watch film with you. That's for damn sure. The level of preparation that Ben Johnson has, that his coaching staff has, is second to none. And that is what excites me. As a former player, as a coach, when you see teams that are coached well, when you see teams that are coached well, they might not have a lot of talent. And sometimes you even overlook the fact that they don't have a lot of talent because they're coached well. Sometimes they look like they have more talent because they are coached well. Coaching can cover up for a lot of other issues. Not all of them, but a lot of them. When you do your job, rely on the fundamentals, everything. Take care of the little things. If you take care of the little things, there are no big things. That's the mentality that these guys got to have. Take care of every little thing so there'll be no big things. And this team can really surprise a lot of people. King Booker was, I didn't believe the watching film story at first, but now too many folks are reporting it. I didn't believe it either. I didn't believe it. I still don't believe it. So you mean to tell me no one, Luke Getsy, quarterback coach, no one watched film with him, and then he didn't ask for help? He didn't go to Ryan Poles? Nothing? Yeah, I'm not buying it. I was born that night. I just wasn't born last night. But the bottom line is, that was last regime. He's here. And it says something about his character, because he had all the fears, every single one of his fears, the fears that he and his dad had, came to fruition. Every single one, and probably other ones they didn't think about. Other issues they didn't think about came true. The kid still wants to be the quarterback for the Bears. Says a lot about that young man, his character. his grit, his determined to be great, his determined to take on a challenge. He understands that this is not quarterback heaven. It's not conducive to quarterbacks. Last good quarter, we haven't had a great quarterback beside Cutler. Justin Fields is on his way to be a great quarterback. We haven't had a great quarterback in like the last 50 years. Cutler was great, but he had 6 offensive coordinators in 8 seasons. It kind of hinders your growth. The lack of stability hinders your growth as a quarterback. I'm saying, King Booker World, I'm saying. Who are you talking about? Oh, man, Justin Fields or Caleb? Because Caleb said in his book. I don't know who you're referring to. I hope you guys are excited as I am, because you should be. We can put our baseball allegiances to the side and wave the same Bears flag together. There was a billboard on 290 coming inbound from O'Hare, or 290 coming in, right around First Avenue. There was a Miller Lite ad, and it said, "Baseball divides, football unites us." Probably the truest statement I've heard about Chicago. I can't wait for Steve-O to get some of these cut-ups from the pressers after today's practice. We'll have those for you on Friday. And we got some big news coming for you guys at the end of the month. So next week, 2 weeks. Is that next week or 2 weeks? No, next week, next Friday. And we won't be on Monday because it's Memorial Day. But next Friday, we have some big news for you. Big news. Big news. So I'm fired up. I met Caleb over the season. Hell yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, he didn't really complain about it. No. Well, listen, 2 hours is come and gone. I want to thank my guest, Adam Chalifoux, today for coming out and talking some Bulls basketball with me. Great stuff, as always. I want to thank you guys. I need to thank you guys. A phenomenal session in the chat. Shorty, FGB. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Cornelius says, I'm not worried about Caleb doing his job with Ben Johnson as the head coach. I hope not. I hope not. Listen, I got to bounce. I got to go pick up the warden. We're going to replay this at 6. And I will see you on Friday. We're going to have a lot more Bears talk on Friday as OTAs should be wrapping up at that particular point. It was tough because I had trying to get some guys, a lot of my Bears people, they're at Hallis Hall, so they couldn't call in today. But we'll definitely we'll have a Bears guest on Friday. All right, so listen, ladies, gentlemen, sports owners, make sure you let your loved ones know you love them, because tomorrow is promised to no one. I have to go to a wake today. A friend of my buddy, Told you, today's a rough day for me. I don't know why. A friend of mine, his dad, a friend of mine, a buddy of mine, Scott Smolik, went to St. Rita with me. He was a senior when I was a freshman. He's the original 33. He had it when I was a freshman in eighth grade, and as a freshman, he had it. He's the original 33. His dad passed away. So thoughts and prayers and my condolences go out to Scott and his family for the passing of his dad. Well, today is the wake over by CrossFit. I forgot, it's at 111th. It really, again, puts things in perspective. Puts things in perspective. Let your loved ones know you love them, because tomorrow is promised to no one. All right? Guys, have a phenomenal day. I know it's rainy and dreary and overcast and cold. It's okay. Take a nap if you can. If not, make it a great day. Make it a productive day. Start working, because today's so dreary outside. Just work your ass off, whatever you're doing. I have a whole bunch of laundry to fold. I just looked a whole bunch of laundry to fold. I'll get that done. Some more things to get ready for my mom's 80th birthday party next month. Got to get that done. And still find time to look at the charts. Get that done. Make it a great day. Make the decision to be great. Make the decision to follow your goals, your path. Goals. Set them and crush them. Where are you on your goals? We all make New Year's goals. Where are you? Are you on pace? Are you exceeding the pace? Are you behind? It doesn't matter. Because all it takes is one decision to change your life. Make that decision. Whatever you want. Proceed as if success is guaranteed. And guess what? It will be. Because if it takes you off a path and takes you down a different one, then that's where you're meant to go. But I want everyone to have a great day. I want everyone to be successful. I want everyone to achieve the goals that they have. Shut up, Jay Grizz. Man, I'm almost at an 800 credit score. That was my goal. Dude, that is crazy. Excellent, bro. Excellent. Excellent, Papa. Man, mad proud of you. Mad proud of you. I never thought I'd make it this far as a single father of 2 kids, but I did it. You did. Chingon. Hello, chingon. Got mad respect for you, Papa. Mad respect. A lot of the single fathers don't get, my Peter Brady voice, don't get the love and the respect that they deserve. It's all about single moms. And they get all the love and respect that they deserve. I'm just saying single fathers don't get the love and respect that they should get. And, man, Grizz, salute for real. That's what we're talking about. Keep it real shit. Good stuff, Jay Grizz. Thank you for your time, man, for you coming on all the times and support me. I appreciate it. But it's time for me to get out of here. It's a little after 11. I got to go pick up the warden. Guys, have a phenomenal day. Again, this show's going to be broadcast at 6. Remember, we got big news coming next Friday. Okay? So for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Have a phenomenal day. Your boy is out.